Hello. Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes. Actually, your voice is a little breaking up, but I think I can hear you well.
Uh,
Okay.
Now is it
Now I
okay?
cannot hear you. Oh, yeah. Okay. It's better.
I'll see something.
Sorry. I guess you're
I will check
you're
some. Sir?
getting mute. You're muting and unmuting. I don't know if that's on
No,
your
no.
end.
I am changing my earphones actually. I'll change my
Oh, I see.
earphones now. 1 minute.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's better now. Okay.
Yes.
So how are you? So you're an undergrad?
No, I completed my BTech actually
I see. Okay. Okay.
in, in mechanical engineering.
Nice, nice, nice. So what makes you interested in robotics?
So actually, I have been interested in actual engineering, and when I come into mechanical engineering and all those things, I have realized
Mm-hmm.
that most of them doesn't work on hands-on engineering, or it's either to manufacturing side or either to coding side. We can't
Mm-hmm.
find the midway anywhere. So robotics is
Mm.
the best thing I think that relates to engineering and also relates to coding part something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is
And
true.
I
So
also
so
want to learn.
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah.
Go ahead, sorry. I cut you off.
No, no,
You say
no. I just wanted to. I like mechanisms also, so I thought of learning about mechanisms, and uh, I haven't much learned in engineering a lot, so I want to start again from basic. Like this time, I want to work on engineering. So,
mm-hmm.
then,
I see.
yeah.
Yep. Okay. That sounds cool. So you're like a do you have a job like you're starting out or
Uh, I'm actually doing like robotic and automation course in Tata Skills right now.
Tata what? Sorry, I didn't.
Tata Skills Institute.
Tata skills? Okay. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Actually, I thought of learning ROS and all those. Then they were teaching ABB software actually.
okay.
Um, I don't know right now what career scope, how it is in that.
Mm-hmm. I see. See.
Mm.
Okay. Um, cool. So have you tried building a simple robot or something like that?
Uh, no, actually, I started out recently, right? So
Okay.
last
Mm-hmm.
week I downloaded ROS and Gazebo and all those things.
Mm-hmm.
And I did some basic Arduino coding. And
Okay.
no, I think I don't know how to start. I'm thinking of starting via simulation because before buying some parts or anything, if I can do some simulation and then if
Mm-hmm.
I buy a part, it feels sensible. Or else I'm just
Yeah.
juggling in a lot of things
Yeah.
at
Yeah. That is
once.
true. Well, I mean, I guess that, yeah, I don't know. There's multiple parts to this. Like you could, I mean, there are things that you could do that makes you um, that gives you hands-on experience, like in hardware. Like you could do like a simple line follower or something like that. That that kind of an experience that you can only get with playing with hardware. And then you could do like ROS and other things in software in simulation. So it's not like either or mutually exclusive thing. It actually has to happen simultaneously to make it useful,
Okay.
right? So yeah,
Mm.
start with something really simple, and then try to. I mean, uh, I mean, don't exclude hardware from software because that's what most people do. Like they're like, yeah, no, I don't know soft hardware. I'll do something, and then they figure out that okay, I'm completely into software now. I don't know what to do. Right? That's what
Okay.
people kind of like end up doing. So don't do that. Just start with something really simple. Have you looked at uh the the course um on the school community, like the Build Your First Robot course that I put together?
I looked there. Actually, I haven't seen properly. I
Yeah,
didn't
I
get
would
any.
suggest.
I thought it was a book.
Sorry.
I thought it was a book actually.
No, it's actually a course. So if you look into that, I think it is kind of like the basic robot you could build, with
Okay.
simple stuff that you can get online, probably through Amazon or something like that. It should not cost a lot. It should just it's kind of like a basic thing, but goes over like the simple basic components of a robot. So it'll give you the hands-on experience that you need. Um, and then from there you can actually build on top of that and make it more complex as you go. So that's something that I would say um, start, and then you can keep going further. I see Jishnu has joined as well. Hey Jishnu.
Hey, I'm audible.
Sorry? Yeah, but a little loud. Can you speak again?
Yeah, hi.
Okay,
I'm
yeah, now
audible
it's
now?
better. Yeah, now it's better.
Okay, cool.
Cool. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
Good, good. So what makes you interested in robotics?
Yeah, it is something that,
Oh, sorry. Jishnu, you were saying something?
sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Jishnu.
Yeah, sure. It is something that interested me from a very small age. So
Mm-hmm.
I was just not able to continue with that. So,
Mm,
and now I'm just trying to get back.
cool. So you are like working somewhere and
Yeah, I'm a full-time software engineer.
nice. Okay. What kind of software do you work on?
I'm working with the backend stuff, websites,
Like
web and app.
business logic and databases.
Yes, exactly.
Cool. Okay. So um, so I see that you are interested in building a quadcopter. Is that
Yeah, currently,
right?
yeah, it's been some time that I am studying what I can do with it. So
Mm-hmm.
currently, I've been looking into it for like 1 2 months like that. So
Mm.
I'm just a beginner, very beginner.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the very
Mm-hmm.
beginning stage, but
Okay.
planning
Have
to
you built?
get on with things.
I see. Have you built any robots before? Like, have you tried?
No,
Okay. Mm.
no, actually, it's very weak. My electronics and this hardware part is very weak. I just
Okay.
went with softwares and things like that. I've tried
Mm-hmm.
out Rose
Mm-hmm.
2, and
Mm-hmm.
got into navigation, but things get here and there. I was
Mm-hmm.
unable to manage things with my full-time job, so
Mm-hmm.
it's like that.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's cool. I guess I kind of started like that. I mean, I when I started I mean, I was interested in robotics and even when I was a kid, but then I didn't know what's the right way to take or what to do. Back then, like none of these like ROS or things like that even existed, so it was much harder. Um, but you have to start somewhere and get there. So yeah, so it's happy that you guys are trying. Um, and it takes a while to kind of like figure out what you want and figure out like what you have to learn and get to where you want to get to. Um, so yeah, that's kind of the journey, and that's part of the uh, fun too, right?
Yeah, exactly. I do agree with that, and I just feel like I'm at that state where
Hmm. Yep, yep. So yeah, I would say like one thing that would get you sooner to where you are. Well, I guess the first thing that you need to do is try to choose a target. Okay. So what I mean by that is just try to envision what you want to do in the next 6 months to a year. Okay. So so the thing about planning, I mean, this is basically planning, right? You're trying to plan what you want to do. The thing about planning is like the moment you after like you do all the planning, but the moment you step into the world, your plan is kind of outdated because a lot of things change. But not having the plan is even worse than having a plan that you have to adapt. So have a target. Like say that maybe you want to, I guess this is also for Krishna, you're kind of like getting started. So the have a plan on what you really want to do. Like maybe it could be as simple as that, oh, I need to build a line follower robot by the end of the 6 months or a year. Or it could be like, I need to get ready for a robotic job, and this is the kind of job profile I'm looking at. Or it could be like, oh, I want to get proficient in using ROS 2. Or maybe it could be like, I want to build a robot in simulation by the end of this year. So choose something. Could be as random as any of these things I mentioned. See whichever you're kind of interested in, kind of keeps you going, and then start working towards that. So what that does is instead of you kind of like roaming around like, okay, what can I do? And just saying that I'm interested, but not knowing what to do, you'll start doing things that are more concrete and you kind of get towards a goal. And and what happens is once you start moving towards your goal, um, you would you would start finding things like, oh, the goal I chose before is stupid. I need to do something else. You'll figure that out, and then you will have a more concrete plan or a more actionable plan as you keep going. But before doing that, it's not, you will never end up with a plan that is like more concrete, actionable, and doable, right? It's like you have to start from being stupid to going to something that is being useful. That's the part. So choose something. I don't care what it is. Choose something that you want to do with robotics and then commit yourself for that. And then one other thing I would say is make it a habit in the sense that most people think is like they'll say, oh, I will work during the weekends. I will spend some time over the weekend. And by the time weekend comes, you're really tired with your job or your courses or whatever that is. And then you're like exhausted and you just want to chill off and you'll be like, okay, I'm tired this week. I'll do it next week. And then time just flies by. So I would say make it a habit in the sense that spend at least 10 minutes. Say that, okay, I will spend 10 minutes reading something about robotics today. And you have to do it every day, every single day. Doesn't matter whether you're busy at work, doesn't matter you're busy with your family, none of those should matter. 10 minutes, you should be like, no matter what situation in life you are, 10 minutes every day is something that anyone can do. So do that. And you might think like, what is 10 minutes going to do? Like, I'm just like, I'll just probably read an article and then 10 minutes will fly by. But you'll be surprised once you build that habit, that 10 minutes will grow to like 20 minutes and an hour, something like that. And then you will actually make real progress. And when you start seeing real progress, it's addicting. You'll like, it's going to be pretty hard to not do it anymore. So the progress that you think about in getting in robotics, you could do that by just following these two principles, right? Like do something 10 minutes every day and then set a goal and then drive towards that. So that's the advice I will give you guys. I mean, I know you guys didn't ask me for an advice, but that's something that I've seen a lot of people do, and I thought I should bring it up. Let me know what you guys think.
Yeah, I do agree with that because consistency is a problem that I'm facing like currently.
All of us do.
Uh, ju- yeah, yeah, it's juggling between a full-time job and a passion which is different from that. That's
Mhm.
really tough.
Yeah, yeah. I know. I mean, I before joining like Robotic Institute, I was working in a company for like a full-time job, and it is hard. I know. I remember like buying components and thinking that I will do things, but I never got to it. And the only thing that I mean, this is like 10 years ago, and I would I would like every weekend I was like, why am I not making progress? Like what's going on? And and it's basically the consistency, right? You have to build the reps, you have to get into action, you have to do things every day to actually make it happen. So um, yeah, try it, and then that might get you closer to what you want to do. Okay, cool.
So,
So
what would be the standard goal time for like line following robot? If I'm starting with line following robot, like how much time should you think I should allocate? Like in a month
um,
or like
I would say, I mean, depend like each one's schedule is different, right? So I would say in I mean, if you spend like let's say 10 minutes every day and maybe like an hour during the weekend, you should be able to get it up and running in less than a month. So a month is kind of like a liberal amount of time to actually do it. So, but then I'm also giving time for like, okay, you find out the parts, you order it, it comes in 2 weeks, and then you'll learn things meanwhile. Um, but a month should be sufficient for you to build something like a line follower. And then maybe you can take 2 months to kind of make it better. Like there are things that you can improve on where basically you can change the algorithm, change the sensors and things like that. So even with a simple line follower, you could learn a lot of things like about algorithms and other things. So so I would say like another month to kind of get into that state. Once you are at that point, like in 2 months, you will know like a lot more things and you will know a lot more directions and you'll say, oh, maybe this is what I want to do going forward. And that's the direction you should take. Like now at this juncture, it's going to be impossible for you to look at the thing and say like what you want to do. But maybe in once you learn those things, you will have much better visibility on what is available and what are the options, right? Because there are a million things you could do in robotics. And I cannot tell you like what are the things you need to do. It's basically your interest. Like you have to figure out what you want to do. But you can only see that after you get that knowledge and experience. So that's what I'm saying. So 2 months is the max, absolute max that you should spend on that. 1 month to build everything and get to the basics, and the next month to make all the modifications and learn everything around that. Does that answer your question?
yes, sir.
Mhm.
So yeah, so like in the hardware part, that's line following I'll start with. In the software part, I know
Mhm.
Python, and
Mhm.
what else should I learn like to get into this?
Um, so I think okay, so I'm split here. So the first thing is I would say Python is kind of like the best tool to get started, like the best programming language to get started. Um, but if you are familiar with Python and you don't want to like uh well, if you're familiar with Python and you want to learn more, I would definitely suggest C++ as a programming language because that's kind of like the most widely used language in robotics. Um, so I would definitely suggest learning that if you're not familiar or if you're not proficient in that. Um, but to learn robotics, you don't need that. So basically that's the thing, right? So if you're just like learning robotics, Python should be sufficient. You don't have to learn C++. But you want to get into the industry and you want to do some real robotics, then I would suggest learning C++ as well. So that's just about the programming language.
Yes.
That's what you asked.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I also maybe I'll ask this question about this poll. Thank you guys for like answering on the poll. Um, what what kind of like things that you think that would be useful? I mean, I know you kind of answered the poll, but I just wanted to have a open discussion of this. Um, so, what are the things that that would make this group more lively and useful, right? So the thing that is going to be useful for this group is everyone helping someone else, right? Like if everyone is trying to get help from me, that's not going to be useful because I don't have the time to do that. But the main aim with me creating the group is to make sure that we have a community where some like people who are starting just getting started. I can get help from people who are a little further ahead of them, and so, right? So, what are the things that you guys think that can help pull the community together to get the engagement? Any thoughts, suggestions?
What if we make a common project for everyone? Like, so let's say we are taking line following, so we all
Mm-hmm.
everyone will do the project at the same time, something
Mm,
like that. So
I
uh,
see.
yeah, we
Okay.
can maybe do projects. That
Yeah, I
would
think, yeah, I mean, obviously you cannot force anyone to do something. So, but I think maybe we can say something like a common project for the month, right? Like, so this month we are building something, and then everyone could kind of jump in on that and then work towards that. So that'll be kind of a motivation, but also like a peer pressure to put in the effort to do stuff, right? Yeah, I like that idea. Maybe we can do something like that. Um, what else?
One thing I felt is like there can be more communication
Mm-hmm. Like what? Like,
because I felt this school.com.
mm-hmm.
I may not be the one, like, may not be sure, but I very rarely check that. So I just today I was scrolling through all the conversations happening there. So
Mm.
maybe it's
So
my fault, but I'm
no,
not
no, it's
sure if
not. I
people
mean,
are checking or not.
well, we have 20 members in the team in the group so far, and there hasn't been much communication at all. So it's not just you. It's probably for everyone, right? So it's so we have to find a better solution. Um, what do you think about Slack? Do you guys like that, or have you guys used that? Or like WhatsApp, or like, I mean, I don't care what technology we use, could be anything, but the thing that most people use is what uh, we should be using, right? So, I mean, I use a lot of Slack at work, so I'm more familiar with that. But how about you guys? Like, have you guys used Slack? Familiar with it?
Yeah, I'm a thumbs up for Slack because our team internally uses Slack for work.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. Uh, so what other tool do you think might get people interested in this? I mean, I can generally do emails as well, um, but I don't know, like like it's going to be pretty hard for like a having a communication thread in email, and that's why Slack was invented. Yes,
so WhatsApp would be
Yeah,
actually great. Like,
or WhatsApp. Okay.
but we have to share the numbers if that's like some people might not be
Yeah.
comfortable with that.
That is true.
But I think it would be great.
Yeah. Yeah, I think WhatsApp is like it's kind of like yeah, the number like sharing the number, that's one of the major kind of like things. And then um yeah, I guess like WhatsApp is also like more people in India actually do it more often than like outside like India. Um so if you want to have like a global kind of team, it's going to be pretty hard to uh keep it in WhatsApp. Also, it makes it a little informal in the sense that uh, like sharing a document or sharing something, you have to like either like log into your laptop and then share it, all those things. So I don't know. I mean, I'll think about it. I guess yeah, though I mean there are some shortcomings with WhatsApp, but I guess like if we want if that will get the team more engaged, then maybe that's what we should do. Okay. I'll think about that. What other tools or uh, communication so things that we can use?
So creating like if there is an opportunity if some people like they make a project like they ask questions, it would be good. Like everyone make a line following robot. Like say, I'm doing this and I have did this and I have raised some question. Like that would be good, but some people have to start for it. Like without no one starting, like there has no one has done that till now. So no, someone has to initiate, right? Like without
Like
initiating, we can't.
initiate the conversation? Is that what you're
Uh,
saying?
no, some procedure like like they have to know something to communicate. They have to know something, right? Like they should know
Mm-hmm.
some format. Like uh, so most, I think whenever they join the group, most of them are beginners, most
Right. Yeah.
probably,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah. Yeah. That's
some might be good. So it should be like in a way that even a beginner can talk, and but
mm-hmm.
also not waste of time,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Yeah, I
something
guess
like that.
yeah, I see what you're saying. I think like we did I did say that when you join you have to like talk about whatever you're working on or what robots you're working on. Maybe the question is too I assume too much and said like not people like not many are actually working on a robot when they join. So maybe that's kind of like a blocker. I can um change that to maybe what kind of robot you want to build. Maybe that's what I have. I don't know. Maybe take a look. Yeah, I just said introduce yourself and share a picture of your favorite robot. So that should be doable for anyone. uh, okay, so yeah, I think we'll have to think about this a little bit more and get more people kind of involved. And I think one thing that would help is like if people start posting their problems, like, oh, I want to do this, I'm getting stuck in this, those kind of things. That is also something that would trigger others to jump in and answer that, right? Like, uh, it's going to be pretty hard for tech people to start the conversation. I mean, myself included. But if you have a problem and if you post that problem, then people would kind of jump in and people will be happy to help if they know the answer. So maybe we should focus on that. Okay. So okay, I guess drop
I think
off.
it's
Okay.
dropped.
Okay. So um, have you like how about? I mean, I'm just a little curious about AI and vibe coding and all those things. Do you guys use that in companies? Like, what's really uh, the say on that?
Yeah, actually, from my perspective,
Mm-hmm.
and my company's perspective, like companies actually promote using They need
Mm-hmm.
to get the job done very fast, so they
Mm,
promote the usage of AI.
mm,
But personally, what I felt is AI is making things easy but making people dumb.
mm. Okay.
Because uh, if people are more experienced and they know
Mm-hmm.
what to do, what they
Mm-hmm.
want to get, at least some idea before asking to the AI. So
Mm,
then they can go and write code. There won't be
mm-hmm.
an issue because
Mm-hmm.
they know how to debug things. Even if
Mm-hmm.
AI is making a mistake, even if AI is making a big mistake or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
they know what to do and they can come up with good solutions.
Mm-hmm.
So AI as a helper, it's good. But uh, true beginners or people who just don't have any
Mm,
idea or experience about things,
mm.
they going and just asking to make things and things getting work. It's like AI knows everything. They are just making use of it and building something, but actually the learning is very less.
Yeah, yeah. I
So
I kind of agree to that. Yep, yep. Yeah.
that's
So
what
I
I
guess
personally felt.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I don't think that the world is currently going on a path like that because everything needs to be fast and AI does it. So everything jumps in and use
No,
AI.
no, no, no. I think the well, when you say that the world is going that way, it doesn't mean that no one is like I don't think it's an intentional thing, right? So they just like the whole community kind of like chooses whatever gets the work done and keeps moving. But essentially what's happening is we are kind of training the next level of engineers in the wrong way, right? So
Exactly.
maybe in 5 years when you see look back, you would have like entry level engineers who would have gotten to like maybe mid level team leads or something like that, but they are dumb that they don't know what architecture or what framework or what design they should be using, and they're completely reliant on AI. And so we are basically so there is this hierarchy of developers, right? Like you have someone who is entry level, someone who is mid level, someone who's senior level, and then someone who's like an architect, and there is this constant stream of people moving in this direction. But then if you get this chunk of early developers, they are dumb, then as you get to the point where they transition to a senior developer or a mid-level developer, they don't have the skills, so you don't have the people to actually do that thing, and that'll be a huge crisis, right? Like that'll be like, oh my God, what's going on? And
Yeah,
it's kind of
exactly.
like it's kind of a similar thing with not allowing kids to use calculators in school, right? Like yeah, a calculator could do multiplication or division fast enough, but then you need to know how to do it to actually use a calculator. So they not allow you to you do that, and then maybe after you learn how to do it, you can still go back and use a calculator to do makes things faster. And a similar thing has to be there for AI, but it's going to be much harder to actually implement something like that. So that's what is going on. And yeah, you're right. Like there's going to be a crisis pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm expecting that within a 2 3 years time. Not
Yeah,
even
I
I'm not
see.
even calculating for five long years. It
I
will be
see.
very
I
soon
see.
because things are
Yeah.
going exponential.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. So what kind of tools do you guys use? Do you use Claude Code or the Gemini CLI or just ChatGPT?
Uh, from my perspective, I just use for code cleanup. I just don't
Hmm.
use
So
it
what
directly
tool?
for vibe coding.
Yeah, what tool do
I
you
just
use?
use
Like
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT? Okay.
Yeah,
Have you tried Claude Code or other
yeah,
tools?
I've tried. I've tried most of them.
Okay.
I know there are better models and better apps and better things like Claude and everything like that, but
Hmm.
ChatGPT has got a better interface, so
I see.
just use that.
So when you say ChatGPT, do you use the um like just you just like paste the code in there, or do you use the Codex platform, or like what's the mode of operation?
I just make things a bit difficult for me. Like going to the AI is very fast. So
Right. That is smart.
so I just don't use any inbuilt code editors. So I just want to learn things first. Then after that,
Nah,
if
that's
it's
cool.
going to the AI, it's no problem.
That's cool. That's really smart. Yeah, you're kind of training yourself to be like the hardcore guy who
Yes.
will kind of like be, yeah, that's good. That's good. That's the right thing to do. So when this
Because
is
if
like,
if I'm not training it like that and making things easy now, and
Mhm.
going on later, things get tough.
It is going to be really tough. So it just gets me like reminds me of the things that I used to like. This was like 20 years ago, like 2008 time frame. That's when I did finished my master's, and I was like um, applying for interviews. And so when I grew up, I didn't have like a computer or anything like that, but I learned coding. So I would write code in a notebook. So I would just like, I'll not go to editor. I'll just type things in my computer, like in my or just write things in my notebook, and then when I go to a computer, get access to a computer, I will type it all out, right? So that gave me this experience of like, okay, I can write code from scratch without uh, having to have an editor to guide me or give code complete and things like that. So a lot of my friends used to use like editors and things like that. So when we were applying for interviews, and they were like coding interviews, I don't know if they still do it, but in at that time they had things like you would either go to a whiteboard and write the code, or you would like in Google Docs you would type the code. There was no editor, nothing like that, no code complete, and a lot of people would freeze just having to write things on scratch, like on a notebook or something like that, or like on a whiteboard. But to me, it was like, oh, that's natural. Like I wrote code in my notebook, so I know exactly what to do. So I think that got me a lot of interviews at that time, because I was like, yeah, I can just do it in my sleep. So I guess you're training yourself for something like that, which is good. That's the right way to train
Yeah,
hardcore, and then.
actually, we do have interviews, like whiteboard interviews, where we don't use coding, like any code editors, or
Mhm,
just Google Doc will be there. It will be shared
mhm,
between the interview and interviewee,
mhm.
and tell you the question. You just have to write.
Right.
Like you use your own mind to compile things.
Yeah, a lot of people freeze now. Like they're like, oh, how do I do this without an editor, right? So yeah, that's training to write like real code, uh, and just like doing it from scratch. I think that's actually a good thing. Um, makes trains your brain to think in frameworks in designs and best practices. And that's so for me, like I mean, I'm kind of like, I've been doing coding for more than 15 years now. So to me, AI is really useful, that I'll ask it to do things, and when I right out of the bat, I can say whether it's a bad design or a good design because of the experience, right? So I'm like, yeah, this is good. This is crap. But I know, like, for someone who's new, it's going to be pretty hard to kind of like get an idea what's whether it's a good code or bad code. So yeah, yeah, I think AI is kind of making a big impact now. So we'll see how it translates. Okay. So do you guys have any other questions? Do you want me to answer anything else we should discuss?
Yeah, one thing is there, like
Hmm.
Sir,
what I felt is, sorry, Krishna, you go.
you can say.
Okay, what kept me in a loop was, if I have to do something or build something, I just go and collect things, what are the requirements, like uh, get a basic idea.
Hmm.
So when I get the basic idea and things like that, the next thing is that when you're going deep into it, uh, things get confused.
Hmm.
So one thing that I do is just go behind the concept, learn everything. I think that's very dumb, because when you're going on deep and not doing practically things, you just it's felt like you're not actually learning things. You're just
Mm-hmm.
reading things up, stuff like that. And
Procrastinating.
but yeah, but my question is like, what should I actually do?
Mm-hmm.
Do it practically to learn things, or just go behind every theory, get a good grasp of that, and do nothing
I have a
later on?
good answer to that question because I've been through that, so I know how to deal with this. So, if you expect me to give you like, oh, this is what you should do, that's not the right answer. So let me tell you, like, there are a couple of flaws in the question itself, um, or maybe like the way you're thinking about it. So you're thinking about like an absolute answer, right? You're thinking about whether should I do practical stuff or should I do theoretical stuff? It's always going to be a mix of these things, right? But the real question is, when do I know when to stop? Right? Like, how do I know when to stop and then get into this thing? I think that is the real question. Like, and that happens in every domain, like whatever you're doing, not just robotics. So the way you would solve that is that's why I said like have a target, right? If you have a target and a defined deadline, then no one has to tell you that, oh, you don't have to go deeper on this, you have to go deeper on that. No one is going to tell you. You just learn enough to actually make the progress in getting that done, right? So one part of it is I said, oh, you should choose something like a target and a goal. And then the other part of it is choose a deadline. I didn't say deadline initially because maybe that is that can get people overwhelmed sometimes. But if you're actually doing things like for a procrastinator like you and me as well, like I kind of try to get deep and I was like, oh, I should learn the full thing before I do something. No, that doesn't work. You're basically procrastinating at that point. So what I would suggest is set a deadline, set a goal, and say that, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Maybe even make it public in the sense that put it on your network. Say that, okay, in a month's time, I'm going to build a line follower robot. I'll show you guys what I'm going to build. We'll have a demo or something like that, so that you get social accountability as well. And once you have that, you're on fire, right? Like if you don't show that, you'll be humiliated. People will make fun of you. So you'll be like, okay, I have to do this. And then let's say you start working on it and you realize that, oh, this is something that maybe I don't understand. And then you get into it and there's like, oh, this is interesting. But then you'll be like, oh my God, I have to complete this. And to do this, I need to get back to work. So you come back to it. I mean, just think about it. That's how you do stuff in your work, and that's how you did stuff in your college, right? Like you had these exams, and so that's the deadline. Even if you're interested in something, you would just keep going or going to the next chapter. And similar in work, like you might try to implement something and get sidetracked, but then you have this deadline, and your manager is behind you, is like, "What's going on?" And then you're back to track. So it's kind of like it's not like something that is completely new or like out of the box. This is what everyone, like all of us do, but we don't think of it in that terms, right? So if you start thinking of it in that terms, then you even your personal projects you can complete in the right way. Does that help?
Yeah, thank you for that. Like,
Sure, no problem.
it's get confusing.
Yeah. But you are the one who decided, right? Like that's how it happens. Like you get to choose, and you should be the person who gets to choose which level you would go, because it's basically your understanding. So just don't set the timeline deadline and then and the goal, and then you should get there. So
Okay, that's good. I'll
sure.
try that way.
Okay, cool. Krishna, how about you?
So, sir, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So in every domain there is like a professional, like there
Mm-hmm.
is a professional level that everyone doesn't reach. So
Mm-hmm.
uh, so a lot of it is based with commitment and also with the talent also,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. So
Mm-hmm.
how to get there? How would be the nice way to get there? Like I don't know if I'm talented or not, but then again, like yeah, yeah, that's a question.
Okay. So I guess the actual question is about self-doubt. right? You're wondering whether I have the material to get to wherever you want to get to, right? And if you think about it, you might think, oh yeah, this guy is the super intelligent and he can do things. Can I do that? I mean, I don't know if I have the material in me. And and you might think that only like you are the only one who's dealing with that, and like a lot of other people seem to be confident and everything. But the reality is everyone has self-talk, right? So I might be sounding confident here, like in robotics and things like that, but I do have my own self-doubts, right? So everyone has that. It's kind of like human psychology. It's part of the human psychology. Now the question is like, how do you deal with it? How do you, what do you do? What is the right thing to do? So what I would suggest is, um, so the first part is to get better at anything. You just put in the reps, like you put in the work. That is the only way to get better. So, I mean, I read this story about Sachin Tendulkar and I think the other guy is Vinod Kamble. It's like old guys at this point, but they were like the rage when I was a kid. So I heard the story that Tendulkar is kind of, I mean, he is a legend now, but at that time he was not as great as Vinod Kamble, who was like kind of who had the natural talent to do stuff. So he naturally knows how to do things like in cricket. Um, but then he didn't actually like Tendulkar is the one who actually became a legend, right? And the main reason why that is the case is because Tendulkar put in the reps. He practiced. He would be there in the field every day practicing. Um, so you would have seen that in other parts of your life too. Like there might be people who are really good at drawing something, and then when they were a kid, they would draw things like really beautifully, and you would think like they would become a great artist, but then like when they grow up, they just gave up and they didn't do things. And then think sometimes, and then people who like don't know how to do things, draw it naturally, become like great artists, right? So the part of it is like your natural. I mean, each one has a natural talent or some in some kind of like a natural boost that they have within themselves. So I'm not denying that is not there. There is some kind of like a natural talent that everyone comes with, right? But that does not take you all the way. That just gives you a little boost. Um, but to become really great in something, you will have to put in the effort. If you have the natural talent, that will be a boost, so it'll be a little easier. But that's not going to take you all the way. It's just going to give you this first step, that it's going to make your first step easy. But then the next couple of steps you have to climb, no matter what. So, so just ignore this natural talent. Whatever you're interested in, just start spending the time, put in the reps, and then once you get there, once you start doing that, you will see that you're naturally ascending towards where you want to get to. And any place is you can achieve any place. You just have to put in the effort. That's all it is, right? So just as an example, I don't know how you guys see me. Like now I'm in a robotic institute. I'm like a PhD there, and I work on like really exclusive projects. And they're like, oh my God, this guy is like really lucky he got there, and he's doing things, and maybe he should be a genius. And I'm not. Like I like when I was an undergrad, I suffered with like I'd be scared with mathematical equations. I would be like, oh my God, do I need to learn this? Like, I don't know what it is. And it took me a while to kind of get used to it. And then I put in the reps and I was like going through it. And then I realized that, okay, not everyone understands math equations in the same way. And the way I understand, it takes me a little longer, but I understand it in a deeper level than someone who can use the math equation, but maybe they don't understand it in a deeper way. So that's my skill. So I just kind of like honed in on that. And now if I will not be able to like, so there, if there are like bunch of equations, I would understand a couple of them. I will not be able to understand all the math equations, but just a couple of them, but I will understand on a much deeper level that I can explain to people. I can use them to do things, and and that's my strength. So, and that's what helped me get here. So that's okay. You don't have to be like an expert in everything. So that is what I'm saying here. So you have to, if you put in the effort, you can get somewhere, like wherever you want to get to. You would carve your own path, and you can get to greatness. That is always a possibility, but you have to put in the effort, and don't compare to someone else. Like you can have some role models, but don't compare that, saying that I have to become like that person. I have to become like Sachin Tendulkar. No, you will become a great cricketer, maybe even greater than Sachin Tendulkar, but you can never become Sachin Tendulkar, right? Like that's kind of uh, the the basic thing here. I guess I kind of answered the question, but then I also drifted off to other things. So, Krishna, what do you think? Like, did I did you get a clear answer for this?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, cool. So I guess we're getting to the top of the hour. Are there any other like pressing questions? Okay.
At least
None,
nothing
sir.
for nothing from me
Okay.
for today.
Okay, that's awesome. So I guess we went delved too much into philosophy than robotics this week, but that's okay. I enjoy talking philosophy. So feel free to ping me on school. I'm still thinking on the transition to like Slack or something like that. So I'll let you guys. I'll keep you guys posted. I think I should also post this video on the on school, so that if someone else is interested, can just take a look at this and see what's going on in these calls. Um,
So
okay.
maybe from next week, like
Mhm,
we didn't say, we didn't talk about robotics, right? So like
mhm.
maybe from next week, if we post it, that would be great. Like we will prepare the topic, and then that would be great.
Like, what do you mean? Like, prepare on the topic in the sense like choose a topic and then talk about it,
Yeah.
or
So I was thinking about doing that like line following robot only. So
Mhm.
as my project now. So
Okay,
after I work, I might get doubts, right? Like without working, I will not get
sure.
anything. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So maybe
So
we could have it like an accountability kind of a meeting where you guys come up and say that what you're working on. Like, so right now, Jishnu says that he's interested in something, and Krishna, you said you're interested in the line follower. So next week, let's get together and you guys just tell me in 2 minutes, like what progress you made. It need not be anything fancy. Just say something like you just read these tutorials and that's about it. That's fine. But just let's make it accountable, so that you make real progress. How about that?
yeah, sure, sir.
Okay, sounds good. So talk to you guys next week then. Okay, have a great week. See you guys.
Yeah, sure. Thank
Sure,
you.
sir. Bye, sir. Thank you.
Sure.